Hey, this is Mr. Ward, and I'm going to talk about section 5.1 of Geometry for Enjoyment and Challenge, number 3. So it asks which pair of lines are the angles 1 and 2, a pair of alternate interior angles. So what it's asking here, so we've got JM, which is a transversal for a couple of pairs of lines, but it's a little hard to see when it's in a quadrilateral. So sometimes it's useful to go ahead and extend the ends of these lines. So like that and like that. Could be useful to extend that, so it might be a little easier to see that. Maybe we extend the ends of this as well. Keep going like that. So now JK is a line instead of just a segment. And then OM can be a line instead of just a segment. And KM, since 2 points determine a line, KM as a segment can also be determined as a line. Now let's go ahead and take JM and extend that. And now it might be a little more obvious which two lines, angle 1 and angle 4, are transversals for. Now, I invite you to pause this as I'm going to do the spoiler and the reveal. If you want to think about this and see if you can figure out, is it KM and JO, or is it OM and JK that angles 1 and 4 are transversal, or I'm sorry, alternate interior angles for? All right, assuming you paused, I will now reveal. So angle 1 and angle 4 are angles that are made with OM and JM, and also JK and JM. So this angle, let me actually use a different color for this to make it a little clearer. So we have this here, and this angle goes like that, and then like that. So that the angles 1 and 4 are part of the transversal and also bounded by JK and OM. So the pair of lines that works for that are JK and OM. Okay, and since we're calling them lines, we're going to go ahead and put the line symbol up here for that one, OM and JK. Okay, and now which pair of lines are the angles 2 and 4? Okay, so I'm going to color those. This is angle 2 and, 2 and 3, and not 2 and 4. Angles 2 and 3, which lines are those? Alternate interior angles. So interior means they're inside, alternate means they're on opposite sides of the transversal. So now that you've seen that JK and OM are the lines that 1 and 4 are alternate interior angles, what do you think about 2 and 3? I invite you to pause the video before I give a spoiler, but I am now going to give the spoiler. So pause it if you want to think about it first. I encourage you to do that and see where this is going. So it's going to turn out that, here's the spoiler, JO, so angle 2, is made out of the ray that is here and the ray that is here. So angle 2 is an angle that's attached to JO, and angle 3 is an angle that's attached to MK or KM. So for this, it's JO, line JO, like that, and KM. Like that. And those are the two lines. Now, how many transversals for J of JO, JO and KM are there? Well, let's consider that. So we definitely know that this is a transversal. A transversal is simply a line that crosses a pair of lines. Okay, in addition to JM being a transversal for JO and KM, actually maybe I should erase some of this stuff. So let me do that. because it's very busy now. So I'm going to erase all this stuff. I know you got the other answers confirmed. I know you worked it out ahead of time, which is a good way to make sure you know stuff. So here we go. So we have these two lines, KM, which I'll extend like this, and JO, which I'll extend like that, so I don't cover up the letters like I did last time. And now we have this transversal here, JM. That is definitely a transversal of those two lines. But are there any other transversals? So pause the video and see if you can come up with any other transversals. And then I will do a spoiler for you. In fact, I am now about to do the spoilers. So if you haven't paused it, I'm stalling so you can find that pause button. Now, you've unpaused because you've already figured out, hopefully, that JK is also a transversal because it cuts through JO and KM. And OM is also a transversal. So OM, so there's three. Okay, there's three of them. There's JM, which we already probably knew. So JM. Okay, and then there's JK. And then there's OM. That is the most amazing handwriting you've ever seen. And so there you go. There are three transversals. Now, transversals are just lines that cut through two or more lines. If the angles, if angle 1 and 4 were congruent, or 2 and 3 were congruent, then that will also tell us some things about whether JO and KM are parallel, OM and JK are parallel, but that's coming in the next section. So I'll stop now.